Hey Queens, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome to my channel. I am Bailey, where I do a ton of Project Pan content. Today we're going to be doing my whole collection Project Pan, where I randomly generate 10 numbers and try to use those products at least 10 times. I've decided that I'm either going to use them 10 times, and if I decide not to declutter them, then like the max amount of time I can have them in the project is 3 months, and I do have a couple things that I need to roll out because of that. So yeah, let's get into this. The first thing is my Rock and Roll Beauty Aussie liquid lipstick. I have only used this once, and that was in January. This is a really hard shade to use, but I'm not ready to declutter it. This is what she looks like. I'm not ready to declutter it, but I am going to take it out of the project because it is, I mean, how often am I going to use that, really? But I used it once. I'm happy with that. It is what it is. You know, we're going to move on. Then my ColourPop Hocus Pocus palette, I did use this 10 times. And do I have any? No, I don't have any new pans, but I do have a lot of dips. So I've got a good dip in this shade. I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a dip in this shade, and I want to say that is it. But yeah, I am very happy with that. This is definitely looking more loved than what it did. So this will be rolling out. Another product that I used up 10 times is the Ace Beauté Smoky Rose palette. And she's looking a little different. I now have 2 pans in it. I didn't really use the shimmers a whole lot, but I did use Brick, Power, Rose, and Shore a ton. I don't know, when I originally saw this palette online, I was like, wow, this is so insanely beautiful. But now that I'm actually using it, I'm like, kind of, I don't know, just, I don't get excited for it. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, but these two shades are literally the same thing. And these don't make sense in this palette to me. Brick is very hard to blend. It's a shade you have to really like work with. I mean, I'm happy that I got 10 uses out of this, and I will probably use up this palette one day, but it is definitely not a favorite. It is not a favorite. Then we have my Lime Crime plushie in Pumpkin. I used this 2 times for a total of 4. This has been in the project for 3 months, so I am going to roll it out. But let me show you what we're working with. I mean, it's hard for me to use this because I am using like an orangey lipstick in my full face project pan, so using this was a little difficult. I'd rather use that up than get a full 10 uses on this product, so I am gonna go ahead and roll this out, but I'm happy that I did use it some. And then one last product that I used 10 times, the rest, you know, are staying in, but this is the ColourPop Snow White Fair Enough Super Shock Blush. And I'm really surprised myself. I didn't think I would use it as much as I did. Now, I don't use a lot at a time because it is very pigmented, and for whatever reason, it does kind of clump up on your face, so you have to spend a lot of time like trying to blend it all out. But this is what it looks like after 10 uses. I don't know if you can really tell on camera. Oh, maybe right there. It does look loved. It does look used. The like, what's it called? The embossing is definitely gone. So I am happy with the way that looks, happy that I used it up, or used it 10 times, you know, so yay. And then we have my ColourPop. There was a lot of ColourPop this past month. This is the ColourPop Bambi Flower Palette, and I have used it, so I'm filming this a week later than the end of March because the end of March landed on a Sunday, and I wanted to make sure I got a full month to use it. But I will go ahead and tell you my April uses so far. Right now, I used this a total of once in March, but I used it 3 times in April so far. and it's like the 6th, and I am wearing it today. I really love this palette. You know, if it just, well, I mean, the shade's fine. I used it wet today and I think it looks best that way. But overall, this palette is probably one of the best ColourPop palettes they've ever had. These shades are so blendable on their own and together. And I feel like even though there's only 5 shades, there have been like, there's like quite a bit of versatility in it, I feel like. And I've been able to pair it with other palettes. This is probably one of the most beautiful shimmers I've ever owned in my life. Like, I love this shimmer. I'm wearing it today. I don't think the camera's doing it justice, but in real life, that thing is gorgeous. So I don't think this will be a problem for me to use the rest of the 10 uses in April. So we'll probably end up rolling it out next update. But then we have my ColourPop Snow White Evil Queen lipstick. And I'm very sad, but like, look at this. It's just rubbing off, which is annoying. I did say I didn't know how this was gonna work for me, but I found a way I could use it and I really like it. I only used it 2 times, but that's because this is I mean, look at this. This is what we're working with, right? But when I put it on, I don't put it on really heavy, then I blot it down, and then I layer a gloss over it, and it gives that Clinique black cherry kind of vibe. And I really, really, really enjoyed that. So I'm happy that I found a way to use it, because on its own, like fully like opaque, I'm not the biggest fan. So I'm really, really happy about that. Then we have, like I said, there's a lot of ColourPop in here. This is the ColourPop So Juicy Gloss with Lizzie McGuire. This is the shade Lizzie. I used it a total of 4 times in March and then once the other day. So I have a total of 5 uses on this. And yeah, I mean, this is what we're looking like. It was pretty much full, but now there's like a good amount gone. So very happy about that. Then we have my Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in Pink Dahlia. And I knew this was a pretty duo. I knew that, okay? But then I started wearing it and I was like, wow, this is really pretty. I need to use this a lot more. I used it a total of 3 times in March and 2 times in April so far. So yeah, I think I'll be able to use this up pretty quickly. This is so freaking pretty. Oh my god. I love it. It's one of my favorite blushes. I am wearing it today. I feel like on camera it's looking a little washed out, but it's very beautiful in person. Then the last product is my Ace Beauté Vintage Dawn palette, and I used it a total of 2 times in March. I've used it once in April so far, and this is kind of just what it's looking like right now. Not crazy. I did use this orange one time with a green shimmer in my full face project pan. Loved it. Oh my god, I loved it. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying this palette a lot more than I thought I would. I think previously I've said this is my least favorite Ace Beauté palette. I now think it's the Smoky Roses, and this is probably a step above that, but yeah, I am happy with how this is going. Now that is everything, but we are rolling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products. So sorry about this, but I do film on my phone, so I have to roll the numbers like off camera and then come back and show you what I rolled. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna go and do that really quick and I'll be back. All right, and I am back with the new products that I've rolled in. The first number I rolled was 236, which is my ColourPop Icebreaker liner. It's a pastel green, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but I do have this cute little, like, I don't know, not a cardigan, but like a little sweater cover thing that is very similar in color. So maybe I can get use out of this, but I don't typically wear this often. Definitely not in my daily routine. So I don't know. This might be in for a full 3 months. Then I got the number 37, which is the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Brilliance. And this is a gold highlighter. So this is what we're looking like. Very gold, and it is gonna combat with my Project Pan highlight. So maybe I'll just layer them. That could be a thing. But spoiler, I rolled in another gold highlighter. It is the Becca highlight in, so you know this is all because Becca's no longer a brand, but this is in the shade Opal. And maybe this isn't gold for a lot of people, but this, I don't know, this tends to be pretty dark on me. Those are very similar. Those are almost the same thing. I would argue that Becca is darker. I do have a good pan in here because, I mean, I bought it with my own money, even though it is a little dark. You know, this would probably be good to mix with the Physicians Formula as well. So, I mean, these two, I think maybe I'll work on the Stila one first, use it with the Physicians Formula highlighter I'm working on, and then once I use this 10 times, then I'll switch over to the Becca one. And if that's the case, these might only be in here for like well, they might be in here for the full 3 months. I mean, we'll see. We will see. But I'm gonna keep both of those in. I am gonna work on them. So they both really need to be used because they both do get pretty neglected. Then I rolled the number 228, which is my ColourPop Raw Beauty Kristi Marigold Liner. We're keeping on with this ColourPop thing, for sure. I mean, I have a lot. And, oh, it just broke. Okay, well, you know, still going. It's still very creamy and pigmented. It looks like this. I think, I don't know. I think this one will also be in for the full 3 months. We will see. Yeah, and then I did actually roll in one eyeshadow palette, which is really weird because notoriously this year I rolled in a lot of eyeshadow, but I only rolled in one. This is the Ciate London Velvet palette. I like this palette a lot more than I thought. When I originally saw this and I got it in my BoxyCharm, I thought it was very boring, right? Like, this is what we're dealing with. But it is very beautiful. These shimmers are absolutely stunning and very soft. There's some satin shades in here. There's, I don't know, I wouldn't consider them matte. I would say they're satin. So I'm excited to play with this some. I don't know how well it's gonna go with the other palettes that I'm working on, but we will see. And yeah, I'm like really excited to have this in as well. Sorry, I don't know what that noise was. But that is everything for this update. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying cycling through my makeup. If you look at my previous videos, this has really helped me like figure out what I have, what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy, and I've been really able to like narrow down my collection and make it more curated for myself. So I'm very happy with how this project is going. I think I am gonna like continuously use this project so that I can continuously do this, because otherwise I would just focus on my full face project pan and nothing else would get used, and I don't want that to happen. So very happy with this project. Very, very, very happy. And without further ado, if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Everyone hit that like button because it would help your girl out. You guys have a good one now. Bye.